Bodija Market in Ibadan never slept from the break of dawn until the late hours of the night. Traders called out to customers, the scent of fried plantains, roasted corn, and spicy pepper soup filling the air. Yet, among the countless food vendors, one stood above all, Mama Morayo. Her small buka, tucked between two larger shops, was always overflowing with customers. People traveled from different parts of the city just to have a taste of her legendary amala, ewedu, and goat meat stew. The aroma of her cooking was unlike anything else in the market. It didn't just make mouths water, it made souls yearn. Some said she had the hands of a goddess in the kitchen. Others whispered of darker things, but no one could deny the truth. Once you taste her food, you would always return. And Mama Morayo smiled, knowing the secret behind her success was something no one could ever imagine. Years before she became the queen of Bodija Market, Mama Morayo had just been another struggling food vendor. Back then, she barely made enough money to feed her children. Customers always preferred the bigger, more established stalls. Her husband, a bricklayer, was no help. After an accident at a construction site left him crippled, he drowned his frustrations in alcohol. The burden of survival rested solely on her shoulders. One evening, after a particularly bad day in the market, Mama Morayo sat on the floor of her small rented room, staring at the empty pot before her. Her children were hungry. Her rent was due. She had no money to buy ingredients for the next day. A neighbor, Iya Tokwe, walked in and saw the sadness on her face. "Sister Morayo, have you considered seeking help from the elders?" she asked carefully. Mama Morayo frowned. "What elders?" "I mean, those who know things beyond this world," Iya Tokwe whispered, looking around as if afraid someone might overhear. "Baba Fatai is the one people go to when they need serious help," she said. Mama Morayo hesitated, but she had always avoided such things. Desperation was a dangerous thing. It could make a woman consider the unimaginable. That night, she found herself walking down a lonely path to the edge of the city, where Baba Fatai's shrine stood like a shadow in the moonlight. Baba Fatai was an old man with piercing eyes that seemed to see beyond flesh. His shrine was filled with charms, dried herbs, and ancient carvings. The smell of burnt incense clung to the air. "You want customers," he said, before she could even speak. Mama Morayo swallowed hard. "Yes, Baba. I work hard, but people don't notice me. My food is good, but it's like it has no power." The old man chuckled, revealing brown, uneven teeth. "You are right. Your food has no power, but power is everywhere, even in the places people fear." He handed her a small calabash filled with dark liquid. "This is water collected from the corpse of the newly dead. Just a few drops in your cooking, and your food will call people's souls. They will eat and never forget." Mama Morayo shivered. "Is there a price?" Baba Fatai's expression darkened. "Everything in life has a price, my daughter. But do not fear. The spirits will take what they need when it is time." Her hands trembled as she took the calabash. She had already stepped onto a path she could not turn back from. The next morning, Mama Morayo added a few drops of the strange water to her pot of soup. As it simmered, the aroma was different, richer, heavier, almost hypnotic. That day, everything changed. The first customer who tasted her food paused, eyes wide. He finished his plate and immediately ordered another. By the end of the day, her stall was surrounded by people, each one desperate to have a taste. Within a week, she was the most popular food seller in Bodija Market. Other vendors watched in shock as their customers abandoned them for Mama Morayo's stall. Even people who had never eaten amala before suddenly craved it. Wealth flowed into her hands like a river. She expanded her business, hiring assistants, buying new cooking equipment, and moving her family into a bigger house. Her success was celebrated, but the whispers followed her. Some traders swore that they had seen strange shadows around her stall at night. Others claimed they heard faint whispers whenever she stirred her pot. Mama Morayo ignored them. She had gotten what she wanted, and as long as people kept coming, she would not stop. One night, after a long day in the market, Mama Morayo sat on her balcony, sipping warm palm wine. The house was quiet, her children asleep. Then she heard it, soft whispers, like the rustling of leaves. She turned sharply, her heart pounding, but there was no one there. The whispers grew louder over the next few days. At first, she convinced herself it was her imagination, but soon, shadows flickered in the corner of her kitchen. Pots and spoons moved when no one touched them. Then the deaths began. The first was a young trader, a regular customer. He ate at her stall in the afternoon and was found dead in his shop that evening. No sign of illness, no explanation. Days later, another customer collapsed in the middle of a busy street. One by one, her customers started dying. No one connected it to her food at first, but when 5 people who had eaten from her stall died within a single week, the rumors exploded. People spoke in hushed tones. Some claimed she made a deal with a dark force. Others swore they saw figures standing near her stall at night. Figures with hollow eyes and rotten flesh. Mama Morayo ran to Baba Fatai. "Baba, the spirits are taking my customers," she cried. The old man sighed. "Did you think the dead would give without taking? You used their gifts. Now they are collecting their due." Tears streamed down her face. "What can I do?" He looked at her with pity. "The only way to stop them is to give yourself to them. You must become theirs." She refused to believe it, but the spirits were patient. They waited, and when the time came, they took what they were owed. One stormy night, the market was empty, the rain falling in sheets. Mama Morayo sat in her kitchen, staring at the bubbling pot of soup. The whispers returned stronger than ever. A knock echoed through the house. Then another, slow, deliberate. She did not move. Then the door swung open. The room filled with the stench of wet earth and decay. Cold fingers brushed against her skin. A voice, deep and hollow, whispered, "It is time." The next morning, Bodija Market was silent. Mama Morayo's stall remained closed. Her food still sat on the fire, untouched, but she was gone. Some say she fled. Others believed the spirits finally took her. But one thing is certain, no one ever ate from her pots again. Moral of the story: greed and shortcut to success always comes at a price. The dead do not give without taking, and what is taken can never be returned. This is the end of the story.